Tonight, honoring heroes and recovering as a family.
We're okay, but we're still healing.
Deputy U.S. Marshals reflect on the day that changed Charlotte forever. 4 brothers in law enforcement killed 1 year ago.
A devotion to honor the ones who made the ultimate sacrifice since they were laid to rest.
Seeing the flags draped on 77 on the bridges, it literally felt like a 4th of July parade.
Their memories and the endless support. Channel 9's Hannah Getz joined them around the fire pit, a place that was dear to their fallen friend Tommy Weeks. Hours from now, the only person ever convicted in the 2010 murder of this little girl, Zara Baker, will finish her sentence in North Carolina. In 2013, Channel 9 spoke to Zara's stepmother from prison and pressed her about the crime.
Lisa, did you murder Zara Baker?
No. No.
It's hard to forget the tragic story of that 10-year-old. Back in 2010, her stepmother, Elisa Baker, pled guilty to second-degree murder and was sentenced to nearly 15 years in prison.
The search for Zara was extensive, and our Dave Faraday shot this video inside the family's home in Hickory, where deputies spent weeks searching for evidence, ripping up the floorboards, cutting holes in the walls and ceiling, hoping to find some answers. Now tonight, Dave is live for us at the playground that now bears Zara Baker's name. And Dave, Elisa Baker's sentence for this crime is up tomorrow, but she won't be done with her time behind bars.
No, Erica. Reporting live from Hickory, I'm Dave Faraday, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
Just a devastating case to report still to this day. Dave, thank you. Now, during the first month of the search for Zara, investigators went to multiple areas across Caldwell County, and major evidence, including Zara's prosthetic leg, were found across these 4 areas where you see the red dots. Both Elisa Baker and Zara's father, Adam, faced several unrelated charges before Elisa ultimately pleaded guilty to murder. Adam Baker eventually moved back to Australia after he was cleared by the police. You can find all of our past coverage about Zara's disappearance, including a timeline and the prison interview with Elisa Baker, by going to WSOCTV.com. Click on the story on our homepage. Developing tonight, we're getting our first look at the cruiser a Monroe police officer was driving when she was shot at by a murder suspect. You see the bullet holes in the windshield there, covering even on the driver's side. Thankfully, we're told tonight that officer is in good spirits this evening. Before opening fire at police, investigators believe the suspect killed Alvin Parson Jr. in his girlfriend's home in Indian Trail. Now, today, our Union County reporter Gina Esposito spoke to the man's family. And Gina, they say they are just heartbroken over all this.
Breaking news first at 5:30. Tensions in major cities over immigration crackdowns. In the last 15 minutes, 700 Marines, we've learned, are on their way to Los Angeles in response to the protesting there. This is the 4th day that people have filled the streets. They say they're fighting back against ICE raids. Now rallies of support are happening in other streets from Boston to Chicago and here in Charlotte. Some people were out today asking for the release of a union president who was arrested during the protesting in L.A.
And just minutes ago, we learned that union president is David Huerta. He was released from custody. Channel 9's Evan Donovan was out there earlier today to hear the concerns and why they say this is now about more than illegal immigration.
A deputy shot after this armed robbery caught on camera. Let's take you through this stunning video. The alleged robber pulls up to this Quality Plus convenience store window. This is near the Vilas area, then points a gun at the worker here, then robs the place.
And from there, the suspect drove off from the Quality Plus gas station, heading north into Johnson County, Tennessee, leading deputies on a chase. Deputies say the suspect started shooting at them, and one of them was actually hit. Channel 9's Dave Faraday is joining us live. Dave, all this in the next 30 minutes, a Charlotte City Councilwoman federally charged with fraud is holding a town hall. It was last week outside the courthouse when Tijuana Brown told us that she believes she still has the full support of her constituents.
Do you feel supported by your constituents?
Absolutely. What you think? I won every precinct.
Channel 9's Glenn Counts is live outside the venue in Steel Creek where the councilwoman is holding this meeting in 30 minutes. Glenn, the state of the district for her will be her first event since these new criminal allegations against her. New tonight, a Charlotte business owner says she feels lost after fire tore through her restaurant, taking away her livelihood.
I don't know which way to go. It is the first time I've seen it. It's just destroyed.
She says it's all destroyed. You hear all the emotion in her voice. And we have this photo from the Charlotte Fire Department showing the response trying to save Coco's Jamaican cuisine.
Channel 9's Eli Brand spoke to the owner about what's next for her.
Now on Eyewitness News here at 6 a.m. we have the very latest on now Tropical Storm Helene barreling down through the Carolinas, bringing tremendous rain and even stronger winds as we head now through the rest of the morning.
Breaking news, an active rescue underway in northwest Charlotte. Neighbors say a tree fell on a house. We are live.
Overnight, Helene brought catastrophic winds when it made landfall as a Category 4 hurricane in Perry, Florida. Those strong gusts claimed lives, and the death toll is rising.
Now, as Helene makes its way into the Carolinas as a tropical storm, people are trying to evacuate their homes, but even their rescuers are getting stuck in the process. We're keeping you safe through the storm. Eyewitness News at 6 a.m. starts right now with a severe weather alert. Our team is spread across the Carolinas this morning, giving you live updates of the problems Helene is causing right here. And thank you so much for waking up with us on this Friday. I'm Damani Lewis.
And I'm Hannah Getz in for Dinesh Broom. We want to get straight to meteorologist Keith Monday tracking Helene.
Yeah, we've been monitoring this all night long. We've been on the air since 4 a.m. and continuing to get worse. We were saying that between 5 and 6 it was going to get on here with the worst of it, and yes, it's exactly what is coming our way. So let me show you the broad picture of what's left of Helene now a tropical storm. The center of circulation, or really what's left of it, because a lot of it's been torn apart, is rolling just west of Augusta. This is going to move right up toward Anderson, Clemson, Greenville, Spartanburg. So the center of the circulation is going to go a little further east than what the Hurricane Center was suggesting. It's a kind of a broad circulation now, so it's really taking over eastern Georgia, western upstate of South Carolina. Ahead of that, it's pushing all that rain, tremendous amounts of rain and wind into our region and up toward the mountains. Newest flash flood warning, it just came out here for Union, for Cabarrus, for Mecklenburg County till 10 a.m. as more of that heavy rain continues to fill in, and we'll see more of these warning boxes out there starting to fill in as we head through the rest of the morning. Some of these bigger rain bands to the south. I mean, look at this, down through Rock Hill, Fort Mill, Chester, Lancaster, and then racing north into Gastonia. Kind of that diagonal line from Lancaster all the way through Charlotte up toward the mountains is where all this rain is going, and it's going to impact greatly, not just here in the metro, obviously flooding concerns of our own, but the biggest concerns are going to remain up in the mountains where more flooding and more landslide issues will grow. I'm watching for any spin-ups to our south. So far, so good. It's mainly just been this big rain shield, but there could be a few brief spin-ups that do show up in these. So far, haven't seen anything. Every time I go back to this map, it gets worse. We now have a peak gust in Charlotte of 52 miles per hour. That's the strongest we've seen this morning. And from Charlotte south, these winds are going to continue to gust to close to 50 or higher for the next several hours. It could be gusting near 60 or higher further west toward the foothills and the mountains. This is for sure going to bring down more trees, more power lines. We still have that tornado watch on top of all that. For now, though, the general wind is the bigger threat to bring down those trees because the ground is so saturated. As we go through the morning, the tornado threat will start to lift through and maybe even further north. We'll monitor that, and it's going to take a while before things do start to calm down. We'll show you that timing on the Futurecast here in a few moments, but unfortunately, we still have a long way to go of these worst conditions still for several more hours.
We'll take a look at the wind whipping around in Black Mountain, North Carolina. The western part of the state is expecting to see the worst flooding. Channel 9's Jonathan Lowe is there right now. And Jonathan, it's getting worse out there. I understand that video is from your hotel where you just lost power.
That's right, Hannah. It's kind of an eerie feeling. What folks living here and working here in western North Carolina may be experiencing this morning as they wake up and see that the power is out, but also hearing that they are predicting catastrophic and historic flooding in this area. Let me take you to some video because, as Hannah mentioned, it was just about 20 minutes ago that we had power here at our hotel, which is right along the Swannanoa River, one of the rivers that forecasters are most concerned about because the prediction is that it will crest later today at 21 feet. That is the forecast. Minor flood stage is only about 10 feet. As I mentioned, our hotel is right along the Swannanoa River. This video, you may be able to tell even in the dark how fast that water is rushing just downstream. So that's really one of the concerns that folks here in the high country have. It's also the wind that we are forecast to see. Some of the gusts I saw in some of the forecasts, 60 to 70 miles per hour here in the Black Mountain, Asheville area. And so as we come back out here live, again, the power is starting to go out across this area. We are staying in one location that we know is safe, waiting for the sun to come up so that we can get a better idea of just how widespread the flooding is. That's the very latest here, though, in Buncombe County. For now, we're live here in Asheville. Jonathan Lowe, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
This morning we are staying on top of some breaking news in Northwest Charlotte. CMPD says a rescue is underway at a home on Brookway Drive. This morning, let's bring in Channel 9's Eli Brand, who is there now. Well, Eli, what can you tell us here?
Well, there's movement going on right now at the scene. We pretty much know exactly what you just said, a rescue going on here at this home. Let me step out of the way so you can get a better look at exactly what's going on. We just saw a medic vehicle and an ambulance leave this area. We did not see if they loaded anyone onto that. As you can see, all that's left now are some CMPD cars and what looks like one Charlotte Fire Department truck. So basically, it's hard to see from where we are. On the other side of that fire department truck, there is a tree that is down. We can't tell if it's fallen onto a house, into a house. We do know that a tree is on the ground, though. That can come with this wind that we're experiencing right now. The wind has picked up dramatically over the past couple of minutes, and the ground right now is very wet, and the rain's picking up and making it more wet. When the ground's wet and the wind's blowing as fast as it is, that can make trees much more prone to fall over. That's why you have to make sure you're being careful and keeping an eye out for any large trees that may be over your home. We're working right now to get more information, more confirmation on what's going on. As we get that, we'll be sure to let you know. But for now, reporting live, I'm Eli Brandt, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
Eli, thank you. And this morning, a National Guard truck was stuck in floodwater trying to rescue someone from their home. This started around 4 o'clock on Riverside Drive in Northwest Charlotte. You can see the emergency vehicle was stuck in the water with their flashlights out. And this is more video from the scene. You can see crews bring out more boats, preparing for rescues. We told you last night neighbors in the area were encouraged to evacuate.
All right, we're taking a live look over Atlanta, which is starting to see some of the heavy rain from Tropical Storm Helene. Well, the storm battered the Big Bend area of Florida, making landfall as a Category 4 storm overnight. And so far, we know 3 people have died from this dangerous storm, and 2 of those people were killed in Alamo, Georgia, when they were caught in a tornado. According to the mayor, the first death was in Tampa, Florida. All right, take a good look at this video this morning. This is video of what happened. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis says someone was driving on I-4 when a road sign fell on top of their car. DeSantis says this shows just how dangerous the conditions have been.
North Carolina Governor Roy Cooper is expected to give another update on Tropical Storm Helene this morning. You can watch today's news conference live right here on Channel 9.
Well, overnight, the National Weather Service said people were rescued from floodwaters in Burke County. Now, this video right here behind me is where someone abandoned their car in floodwater in Gaston County. And this morning, let's bring in Channel 9's Gaston County reporter Ken Lemon, who joins us now from Cramerton. And Ken, we've been updating folks there every half an hour. How are conditions right now?
Well, every now and then we still get that wind gust here. We're also seeing something that we're concerned about, and that is if it's raining here in the mountains like it is raining here, that's a problem, and here's why. Take a look right over here. Again, the ground is saturated. You can see this runoff here slowly going a small stream that leads right back into the South Fork River. Of course, this water coming out here is not going to make a big difference. What will happen is if we get that same thing repeating itself up in the mountains, then we're talking about more elevation here. And take a look right over to this end. You can see just how high the water has gotten. It's difficult to understand until we show you a picture from January that we took at that same area. You should be standing in about waist deep water if you're there. That sign out there warns you of how high the water's getting. Right now, today, that sign is almost covered. Keith talked about how this debris coming down could impact the roads. It can also very much impact the streams. The water out here is moving very fast now, and if you have trees come down and things of that sort, what you will eventually get is debris washing into the river and going downstream. That is also of major concern. And just again, at the beginning of this video, the rain wasn't as strong as it is right now, so we're continuing to watch. We know that this river, just from what we know is coming downstream, is going to get just a little bit higher. The hope is that that will not continue and make this a very long weekend in Cramerton. Live in Cramerton, I'm Ken Lemon, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
All right, Ken, thank you so much for updating us. Well, we will check in with you in about 30 minutes. Thank you.
Well, it is 6:09. We got multiple reports of power lines down, trees down across our area. We got power lines down on 77 south of Remount Road here. You can see some flashing lights. Police put this out. So a lot of people actually on the roads this morning, surprised by that. But avoid this area if you can. There are multiple areas where we're seeing concerns. This is another one. This is in South Charlotte, Southwest Charlotte, York Mountain. It's South Tryon. A report of power lines down may be impacting some businesses there. Working to gather some more information on this, and as soon as we do, we'll let you know. But let's get an update on this track with meteorologist Keith Monday.
Man, the track's going to bring in more heavy rains. I mean, estimates over the last 2 days are already 4 to 6 on average, right along 77, near a foot or more in the mountains. And there's still more to come. We'll talk about the more amount of rain that's going to build in for the high country and how long these excessive winds are going to be with us.
Increasing rain and wind in one York County area. We are taking a look at how flooding has already impacted one neighborhood.